Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival, and here we are guys, we're down on the starter planet. If you're following the series, I'm a little bit further on from where I left off in the end of the previous part. I've done a bit more exploration. You can see we got a couple of things on our personal radar, and what I want to do in this part is we're going to keep moving along, exploring. I need to try and grab as many resources as well on the way through, simply because we need to pile up the experience points. Let's get around here. Actually, what is this? This is a rock, I think. Okay. So what we're going to do is just start. Oh, we found some iron. That's good. And as you can see here, I found the wreckage, which if you're doing the Robinson protocol, this is what you're actually led towards. And so we're just going to come here. I think we can head for the copper, because I do need to start mining the resources. I'm not going to rush. In fact, I think I'm just going to jump off the bike. Yeah, I don't need to actually rush towards the actual wreckage, because there's nothing in the wreckage that I actually need. But if you're doing the Robinson protocol, you will need to get there, and that would give you access to a survival constructor and a motorbike if you haven't already built one. In this part, the focus is going to be very much on still piling up the experience so that we can unlock the necessary components of building a hover vehicle. So we're just certainly going to get in here, grab the natural sweetener, because obviously we're on the deadline to be able to get up and get mobile. Right, so we got copper there. So I think what we can do is, this is the ground drill. So I'm just going to get up here and start drilling, guys. I think still dropping. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, that we've just gone past the point, so I think we can go in about here. Just press this so that we can actually keep an eye on our radar. Not that it's going to do any good to protect us from creatures. So what we're going to do is just charge down through here. For any of you guys who've not played the game before, you can see now that the soil texture changes with depth, and what you need to do is just push through this layer here, and eventually you will get down on the copper deposits. What they've actually done is, in this update, is they've gone back to the pre 7.6 way of mining. Personally, I actually liked the 7.6 version of mining. In fact, if you look there, you can actually see shadows of blue, so it's almost like they were doing it. I mean, if you mine Promethium, the 7.6 version of mining is still active, and as I say, my personal preference, and I emphasize this is very much my personal preference, is to have that form of mining, because one of the problems with this mining is they seem to have nerfed it from the 6.0 release. In the 6.0 release, what I'd be getting now is lots of ones and twos of ore dropping out, but what seems to happen now is you mine down through it, and occasionally you get the bit like that, but you don't seem to get the flow you did before. Anyway guys, this is going to take a little while, so what I'm going to do is I'll keep mining this out, and what I want is about somewhere between 50 and 100 copper. So I'm just going to do this off camera, guys, so I'll see you once I've actually got the necessary amount of copper. Alright guys, I think that's probably enough. Yeah, I've got 85 copper. I think that should be enough to be going on with. I can always come back and get some more should I need it. And of course my light's gone off, so and it's still a bit of a dark, and what we got is silicon over there. Oh, for some reason my radar, we've got iron over there, and we got some berries there, so we're just only going to go and grab the berries right next to the hole, so we better make sure we don't fall down the hole. I think we're going to go for silicon, because I think I'm not too bad for iron. We've got 37 iron, we only got 3 silicon. And if we're going to build the components of a hover vehicle, we're actually going to need it. I think what we can do also is probably take this tree down. While we're at it. So, if we can. Because we're going to need cellulose and elements, other elements as well. So we're just going to wander through the trees here, guys. That's quite a good area, actually. Of course, we're just going to keep grabbing this, because this gives us 150 points a pop. I mean, there's a good chance some of it's going to perish, but that's the way it goes, guys. At the moment, the XP is probably more important than the actual food. I mean, we're okay for food, I think, actually. Yeah. So you can see that this confetti moss scrapings are gonna go bad. Got that there, so we can probably do that. What we got? Anything here we can use up? Vegetables. I think if we turn that, we could preserve those vegetables. Because sometimes if you actually convert some of this stuff into new items, it will actually be, the perish time will get reset. So you can actually, so that's a kind of trick if you're really desperate, guys, is wait for the perish time to nearly expire and then convert it to something else, and then that will give you a bit more length rather than converting it as soon as you picked up. So you can kind of extend the perish time there, but of course there are risks associated with it. So I'm just gonna grab here, and I know I could ride through it with my bike, but so we're closing up there. We've got a bit more natural sweetener coming up, so just gonna get here. Plus I actually quite enjoy walking through like this. I think it's part of the way to actually enjoy the game. I think one of the downsides of having the bike and the hover vehicles is the fact that you can actually just miss interesting features as you're walking across the ground. Okay, so I think we're about there now, so I think we can, whoops, ground drill F5, and again we're just going to, we can just get into here. I think it's about 2.6, 2.4, 2.3. I think that's good enough, guys. I think we can just go straight down here. So again, exactly the same with the copper. Just wait for it to finish reloading, and then we're going to drill down. If you see very carefully, I don't know if you guys can actually see it, but because I've got an ore scanner, you can actually see very faint blue outlines in against the soil texture. Right, guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill down here, mine some silicon, and I'll be right back when I've got over 50 odd silicon. And in case any of you guys haven't mined silicon, the silicon texture is just in front of me now. You can just see it. This slightly lighter cube grey against the back rock. Although it doesn't at the moment, it doesn't seem to want to give me any silicon. We'll get there eventually. There we are, we're now in amongst it. So as I say, I'll see you in a minute, guys. Right, guys, the drill's just run out of fuel and it's just reloading. We've got 101 silicon. I think that's more than enough for what I'm going to want. So, and you can see the sun is just coming up now, and what we need now is to actually get some copper. Copper's a little bit there. It says 376. Okay, so I've got a look at the map. So I've got there. So I've got iron. So we got the copper and the iron. Let's have a quick look what we got here. We got 85 copper, 101 silicon. So what we need now is to pick up some iron, and I've lost the iron marker. Okay, there is the iron. I'm just gonna, I think this one we can remove. I don't think I actually need that anymore. Right, it says iron is 500 meters away that way, so I think we're going to jump on the bike so we can get there a bit quicker. So I'm just going to, some nice big crop of, so didn't get very far yet, sorry about that, but I think we can drop the, grab these natural stimulants, and there's another one up over here. I think that would be useful. I'm just going to pop into the bike here, and I think we can natural stimulant 2, I can get 1, 2, 3 of those. Again, it's just more a question of preserving the perish time. So, and I'm just going to, oh, please drive in the right direction. If there's a rock in the way, you can guarantee I will find it. So we're just going to get up onto this iron deposit. We're not picking up anything else on the radar, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I suppose that's the way it goes. Just going to curve around that tree. Okay. Around that tree. Right. So we've gone past. Okay, let's just back up a little bit. So about there. That'll do. Jump off. Because we're just going to grab the bike. Go to the drill. And the question is, what happened to the iron? Okay, the game does this sometimes. There it is. 27, 26, 25, 20, 19, 18. Right. So if we back off a little bit, because we're going to be using the drone. And we're just going to go straight down again into here, guys. Exactly the same routine. What I'll do is I'll drill through the top things. So if any of you guys haven't seen the new texture for iron, well, I'll just show you that before we go here. So we're just going to open up here. The nice advantage of using the drone is that you don't have to worry about getting stuck in the bottom, and you can effectively build a pit mine. So you can literally just go straight down like this. So there's quite an advantage of actually mining with the drone. In fact, when the drone was broken, I really suffered. I managed to get myself buried down in the bottom of holes, and so there's always that risk, guys. Yeah, so if you decide not to use the drone, be aware that you've got to make sure that you don't actually get trapped in the bottom, especially at the moment, because you haven't got a suit, so you don't have a jetpack to get out, and you can't jump very far. So we're now, see the blue veins in the rock, that is the iron. So in theory, if we start breaking through into the iron here, yeah, I can see the iron starting to appear now, guys. So same routine as the previous two times. I'm just going to drill out enough iron. I'm going to get about 100 iron, and I'll see you once I've actually got it. Right, guys, I think that's enough. I've got 133 iron, so I think we've got enough of that to be going on with. And I think what we're going to do now is, oh, it's getting cold out here. Wow. Okay, that's going to be an issue. So I think what we're going to need to do is get to the wreckage, which is over that way. How far away is it? 315 meters. It's warmed up a bit, so we're okay. So what we're going to do is just walk towards the wreckage, pick up a little bit on the way through. As I say, what I want to do is use the wreckage as a temporary base while I build a hover vehicle. In fact, I've just to show you guys, we got the hover vehicle here. I've only got 40 points, so we're going to be a bit careful. We've got to get the fuel constructor. Don't need the O2 tank. We certainly need the RCSs, the thrusters, hover engine. Well, certainly the cockpit. Of course, we need the docking pad to make sure that we can take off properly. And I think that's about all that's the absolute basics that we can do. I mean, we could actually have the mobile constructor, but we've only got 19 points left. I just want to have a quick look at what is available. But because we certainly could do with the mobile radar. Right, so we've now reached level 5. We've got another 25 points to spend. That's great. So what happened to the wreckage? Lost the wreckage in the trees. Okay. Just set a waypoint so I can actually see it. Yeah, it's through these trees here towards the silicon. Just keep grabbing this stuff. Just keep piling up the XP. There's probably some buds over there that'd be quite useful to pick up. Yep. There's some the cricket things here. Hello, cricket things. You leave me alone. I'm not in the mood to. And we can grab some mushrooms. Just keep piling up the XP. It's quite a productive area actually. Lots and lots of crickets though. And this looks like here's the base. We'll also grab some more of that. Oh, this is different from the last one. Actually, this actually looks a bit better than the last one, in the sense that it seems to be a bit more accessible. So, and of course, if you were doing the Robinson protocol, you'd have this marked on it straight away. And there should be some containers here. Yep. Okay. What I'm going to do is nick that out. Wow, got quite a lot of stuff to deal with. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get down here. And the first thing I want to do is deploy this here. And where's the stone? What I want to do is actually turn that on, and we're just going to make some concrete blocks. Make about 20 concrete blocks, just get that underway. And what I want to do is then deploy the second mobile constructor, or portable constructor. So now it's not mobile constructor, it was the survival constructor, that's it. Deploy the second one, and in this one what I want to do is put this stuff in. We've got obviously lots of sport food, get that in there. That's about everything. So actually what I'm going to do is just get back to here, keep the coffee coming. I'll make some berries. Can we make anything to do with herbal? Nope. Okay. And of course we still haven't unlocked the survival constructor. And I think what we're going to do, guys, and of course this is going to take quite a little while to actually make the stuff, in the sense that we need the hover vehicle starter, and of course we need the cockpit, and we're not going to get very far without a fuel tank and a generator. And of course we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. We're going to probably need a couple of thrusters, so we're just going to keep that chugging through. And of course we're going to need, I think we'll just need the one RCS. This is going to be a very, very basic hover vehicle just to get us up and running. These guys have got the 20 blocks, so I think we're just going to so we're just going to let that run. And I think just want to have another look at this. We don't need an ammo box. What I could do with actually is a cargo box, because certainly that's already unlocked. That's good. Got a water generator. Let's have a quick look through here. Tools, ore scanner. Well, I think we've got an ore scanner at the moment. Weapon could certainly do with the assault rifle, but the trouble with the assault rifle is we need a mobile constructor, so there's no point making that at the moment. So I mean, this is one of the dilemmas you need to work with, guys. We'll just have a quick look through here. Medical station, don't need anything to do with bases at the moment. I'll come back to, right, I certainly want the fridge, the spotlight, and the mobile constructor, and armor locker. The armor locker would be very, very useful. Don't really need the large thrusters. Hover vehicle, hover boost, docking pad. Yeah, the radar seems to have disappeared. Or am I just being completely missing something here, guys? Okay, medic station, minigun, armor locker, O2. There it is. What am I on about? Sorry about my temporary blindness there, guys. Yeah. So, because obviously if we're going to go and do some exploration, we certainly need to. So I think, right, this is building. This is going to take forever. Right, we've got the RCSs. Obviously we can't build some of the stuff here. We've got the mobile constructor. I think we'll drop that in, because that's not going to let me. So we're going to need the mobile constructor to make the fridge and various other items, right? That's fine. And what we're going to do is just hook out the blocks from here and just drop them onto there. Seem to have lost something from, oh, that's the survival constructor. Okay, guys. And one thing you can do is actually, attach a couple of blocks like that. Now that's all I'm going to build. I don't think I actually need defences against the creatures. It's still only daylight at the moment. Now the reason I've hooked on a couple of these blocks is the fact that when we've got something to build, this is going to be my build platform here. Right. Let's get down around here. I think, can I actually store anything in this up here? Let's have a quick look. Well, we've got silicon. Put the water in there. We don't need the bike. Detox kits. It's kind of. So let's just sort this inventory out a bit. We've actually got some carb. We can make some more coffee stimulants. So make a couple more of these so that I can actually use that up. But we don't need the. I think we can take a chance with these. Stomach pills, good against indigestion. This is actually good against indigestion as well. So if we store some of the more sophisticated medication in there, we keep the food. I don't think we actually need. Do we need the flashlight? It's hard to say. Right, I think that's going to be good. And of course, now what's going to do is it's going to take a fair amount of time to actually knock out those items for the hover vehicle. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're just going to do a bit of general gathering as well. I think we're just going to use this to try to take. Actually, no, we've got a little bit of fuel left in this. I don't want to use another biofuel for the logs. Actually, what we could do is actually use that constructor to pull that back. And hopefully, if we put the logs into here, we can make, what was that, plant fibers. Maybe we'll make 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll knock out some of this as well while we're at it. Okay, we've got a bit more, so let's take down some more trees while we're at it. What's that there? Can we cover that? No, okay, that's just decor. So I think we'll just use the time to chop down some trees. The fuel doesn't seem to be going down as quick as it did before. Maybe they've actually adjusted the consumption now for trees. So we'll just keep grabbing these. Well, what we can do actually is, while we're at it, real rock. So I'm just going to grab this. Okay, gets us whipped back to the actual constructor, see how it's getting on. Yeah, we're not doing too bad. Let me just put that there. I think we can drag this onto here. We can make a start while this is actually building, guys. So just drop off the weapons. So we've got a bit of space here. Oops, sorry about that. And I'm just going to get the fuel tank. And we can put the... Of course, what we don't have actually is... Yeah, maybe I just... Where's the... We're just going to pull that back. And just going to drop this into here. We're going to cancel that. Put that in there. And steel blocks. We'll make about 30 or 40 steel blocks. That should keep that going. Right, guys, let's just get underway. Actually, let's do this with the... So, get the drone up. And hopefully, if this works according to plan, that should drop right on the end of there. And what we should be able to do now is salvage. I think that should work. I mean, it won't give us back the blocks, but that's... So we're just gonna sneak out this here. Right guys, apologies for the break in the video. What actually happened is I had to stop and take a pretty important phone call, one I couldn't refuse not to take. So, and what actually happened is I came back and started work. I've forgotten that I'd actually switched off the recording software, so I actually placed this cockpit ahead of the situation. And I think what I need to do if I do anything else is we're just going to, I think we're going to have to salvage this as well, so I can actually got a bit of space here. So I'm just going to get rid of this and tidy up this area here. Also, I realised when I was actually thinking about it that I hadn't made enough thrusters, so I've actually put in a request for 2 more thrusters in for the game. So we're just going to take these out. And let's have a quick look around. I mean, very tempted. I've got to put an RCS in as well, so I think what we're going to do is take out, I want to keep this ship fairly compact as well, so I think maybe we'll take these out as well. Right, let's see what we've got left over, what's been made. So I'm just going to have a quick look in here. Well, we've got still making some thrusters. We've got 3. We've got the hover jets, and in theory we should have the steel blocks should be ready. Yep. And of course we'll just grab the fuel because we're going to need that to power it once we've got this very, very simple ship up and running. Actually, by making a mobile, yep, we're making the mobile constructor. So let's just get this in and running. Actually, did I pick the RCS up? We haven't made the RCS yet. Have we made the RCS? Sorry guys, the phone call was completely kind of upset my rhythm and process. So I think what we're going to do, guys, is I think what we can do is we're just going to come up here, and I think we'll probably drop the fuel tank in like that, and I think we can put the generator on the other side. I mean, I'm not going to worry too much about defenses because this is very much a ship for exploration purposes. It's not going to be required to do anything particularly spectacular. I'm certainly not going to be attacking any hostile points of interest or anything like that with it, because we won't have any guns to start with. This is purely to be able to get out, explore, and it will be a mobile base is probably the best way to describe it. And I think what we can do is, I think that would be far enough back, and so we'll just get here, and we can just drop this into here. This will be a position for our vertical thrusters, and I think what we can do is just cover this fuel tank up a little bit with, drop that in there so that we're not totally exposed, just in case we do get bounced by something that isn't totally friendly. So that's it, and of course underneath we're exposed, but right, so let's just come here. Whoops. Just going to see what we've got finished now. Right, the RCS is finished. We've got this is built. We've got the mobile constructor. Everything's nicely built up. And of course, we've got the hover motors, which should be okay. Actually, a bit of a thought, guys. Let's have a quick look. Got 22 points. I'd rather like this armor locker. Can I actually? It's actually, I think it's under weapons, isn't it? The suit. I think I'd like to get into a suit so I don't have to worry too much about the problems of having to I think we're just going to grab that armor locker. Yeah, I think if I can get into a suit, that would be the other form of survival. Then I won't have to worry about actually having to deal with any problems with temperature. So where's the armor locker? Yeah, so we're just going to build that, get that underway, and I think we can probably get in here to. These are the right way round. I think if we just drop these on. I mean, I like to have a little bit of width with my hover motors. Otherwise, I don't know, the hover vehicle always seems a little bit unstable if you don't actually do that. Actually, what I could do, I could have put the reversing. Actually, yeah, let's do that, guys. Bit of a fail here. So we're just gonna come in here and salvage that. I think what we could do is just. Oh, that's interesting. It's got an arrow on it. I presume. Yeah, that's the right way around. So is that actually showing the direction of thrust? Let's have a quick. Danger exhaust. Okay. Oh, that's cool, guys. I know in the actual update notes it said they had reworked the thrusters. So I think that's quite cool. Actually, let's have a quick look. No, okay. I was half hoping whether you'd have different options for thrusters. Actually, that makes them look a bit better, actually, because they blend in with the blocks now, where before they kind of stood out slightly, looking a little bit odd. Right. And of course, what we need to do now is try and find some way to get this pretty large. I think what we're going to have to do is probably come. That's going to come back a long way, isn't it? Okay. Okay, it looks like we may have to come back like that. And I think if we put a block in there, let's say again, I think we'll be reasonably okay from this perspective. And I think if we put the thrusters that way, that's the wrong way round, I'm sure that is. Yep. So we'll just put that in there. Looks a bit like a flatbed truck, isn't it? But we're going to need to try and get a cargo box on here as well. So if we leave the space for the cargo box, and I haven't put the RCS in. Wow. Okay. That might account for why I've got so much space. So yeah, big failure there, guys. I think we're distracted. So we're just going to drop the RCS in there. Okay. Yeah, that was a major fail. That's getting a bit dark already, and we haven't got long, so we're going to need to get moving with this a little bit now, guys. Actually, I think what we're going to do is, I think I've built everything I need here, so we're going to pick up this because it won't. As far as I can tell, I know you can't actually build a fridge in here. No, I'm sure I've unlocked the harbour fish. Yeah, I think the fridge comes from the mobile constructor, so I'm just going to grab that. So we got thrusters, we got this here. I'm just going to. Oops. Just going to put the armour locker on like that. I think we can just. That actually, but that might fit a bit better. That looks a bit. I think that's the best we're going to get. Hopefully this is going to fly, guys. Famous last words. Of course, it will drop down straight to the ground immediately. And of course, we're not going to fill up everything. We're going to put 4 fuel in. It's not a lot of fuel, but it should be enough to get us up and running. And of course, I can't because I haven't got a landing pin. Landing dock, okay. So it looks like we're actually up and running now, guys, with a very, very simple of a vehicle. It's, and of course I've got no lateral thrusters. Big fail there, guys. I've got forward and back, but nothing to go side to side. Okay, land, please. Actually, just power off and crash, I think. Yeah, major fail there, guys. I've forgotten completely all about my lateral thrusters, but I think we can actually fix that. Now I'm on the ground. If I jump up here, and actually, oh, I can do it actually here because we've actually got. Okay, wait. Down on the ground, please. Actually, let's get out of the grass so I can actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, as I say, that. And I think if we come in here now, we should have access to the mobile constructor. We'll put all this in here. Okay. And we should now have access to, well, we should have access to a suit. I'm certainly going to make that so that we can actually put the suit on. We can make a fridge. And of course what we do need is 1, 2, 3, 4 thrusters. So we've got the fridge, we've got the thruster, and we need a cargo box. So, right guys, what I'm going to do is just going to wait for this to actually happen. And then I'll be right back, guys, to cover my embarrassment. Actually, we need a bit of food, so I think what we can do is just knock out a little bit of food. Maybe we can, this is running out. So that's only 15 food. That's health, that's no good. Maybe we can get the weapons back on here again. We don't need the chainsaw. Anything else here? That's running out, so I think we can eat that as well. Just take advantage of that so we can get the food up. Okay, guys. See what the mobile constructor has actually made for us. I think we can certainly put that in there. And I think we're just gonna, where's the armor locker? So we can get the armor in. That solves the problem. So we've now got protection, just to show you guys. So if we show you the stats now, I've now got protection down to between -10 and 45 degrees. Means we no longer have to worry about the environment on the starter planet. So that's pretty cool, guys. I'm just gonna keep looking at the mobile constructor. We've got the fridge. I'm certainly gonna drop that down while that's actually building. So let's just we drop the fridge in. I think what we will do is just put a block there and a block there, and I think we're going to leave a 2-block gap for, so I think what we can do is just drop the fridge in behind there. And while I'm looking at it, fridge, let's get all my nice valuable food into the fridge so it just doesn't perish. Does that perish? Yep. That doesn't. Okay. So we've now protected our food, just have a quick check of my spiral constructor. Yep. Got a little bit of stuff here which needs to be protected. So again, just gonna so this is all now working. Of course, the problem we've got is the fact that this so we have to keep the power on all the time. We've only got 4 biofuel. Right, mobile constructor. You're still building that. Okay, it's going to take a little while. I can do while I'm actually looking at this, guys. Right, what I'm going to do is turn the light on to start with, and while that's running, I think we're going to just come over here see what we've got. And I think what we're going to do is make some more fuel. So let's just knock out 10. I mean, we won't get 10, but we'll be okay, guys. Where's my poor little flat of a vehicle here? Mobile constructor. That can go in there, that can go in there, and that can go in there. Got a couple of... Okay. Wait, I think we can get one on each side, I think. Start with one on each side. Actually, no, I think we'll put one. We'll just need to make sure that's the right way round, so we're just going to put one on each side there, like that. So that gives us a little bit of maneuverability already. So, but I'd like to have 2, so okay. Right guys, I've now finished the thrusters and the cargo box, so I'm just going to jump out here. I'm just going to get the... I think we're... Yeah, I think what we can do, again, apologies for this guys, is that the right way round? That's the right way round. I'm just gonna like that, and then what we're gonna do is just get a nice big cargo box across the back like this. And I think there's one thing I need left to do, and I don't know if I can actually make it in here. I have unlocked it, and that's what I need is the docking pad. I'm just going to make this guys, and then I'm just going to mount this, and that's where I'm going to finish the video. After, of course, after we've had a little bit of a test flight. So I'm just going to drop that on there. And of course, what we're going to have to do is just actually kind of lift off a bit, I think. So we're just going to get in the right position, get up into the air a little bit so I can work underneath the ship. We've now got maneuverability. I've corrected my error. And we're just going to get up to the full 3-meter height so I can actually work underneath it. And we're just gonna, and hopefully I will be able to get right down underneath, and we're just gonna put the, I think if we put the docking pad about there, that should be pretty cool. As I say, it's not fully protected, but it will do the job, guys. I don't want it too heavy because, as I say, the idea of this ship is simply to be able to get out and explore. But as I said, this is only a temporary ship. It will do the job as for me to do a bit of exploration. So this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.